good evening or good day, whenever you happen to be watching. I was looking through my Holbein watercolors because I didn't think I had a lot. I have some. I have about 20 colors from Holbein over the years. And I was looking to order some more, a couple of colors, and I had to go back and review what I already had. And through that, I noticed that, there's so many beautiful, vibrant, lovely Holbein colors. And I don't see a lot of videos showcasing them. So I thought I would go ahead and swatch for you some of the Holbein watercolors that I do have. I will be ordering some more. Probably some of the more muted colors. I mean, I have a lot of watercolors, but Holbein, some of their colors are beautiful. They're vibrant, high quality, and I just decided I was going to go ahead and show you what I have, and maybe there's a color in here, because I don't think any of these are their brand new colors. There might be a couple, but the old classics are wonderful. I'll tell you which ones are some of my favorites as we go along. I have 20, so hopefully they'll fit on this small piece of paper. Let me see. Maybe I'll get a bigger sheet. Let me do that. Let's see what I'm going to find here. So I have this agave Hahnemuller paper, and that's what I think I'm going to use instead of these small sheets. And this was when I did a comparison of some of my fall colors, the burnt siennas and the raw siennas that I had. I'm going to take this off of the... I have to figure out something to do with all of these swatch sheets. I think I can definitely use them for collage. It's a waste of good paper just to put them to the side. Anyway, I think this is going to be in the... Let's see, is this all in the right shot? It's hard to tell, but I think it is. I got a new screen protector and new cover for my iPhone, and it's kind of dark, so it's hard for me to see what I'm doing on the camera when it's ready to film. All right, so let me go ahead and start swatching some of these out. This is first one is lemon yellow. And I hated the lemon yellow from Winsor Newton when I first started watercolor. That was what they had suggested we buy. It was a long time ago. And I really didn't like their lemon yellow, but the lemon yellow from Holbein, I think is a lot nicer. It's not as chalky, because I found the lemon yellow from Winsor Newton, unless they've improved their formula, it was kind of chalky. So let me go ahead. This is very bright, and it is not chalky. I think I better do this on the bottom so you can see. That this is Holbein. And then I am going to order some new Holbein colors, and then I'll swatch those too. But let's see, this is lemon yellow. And lemon yellow is definitely not a color I normally would use, but I think it's really good for it would be very good in mixes. And if you're going to add it to like a sunset with some maybe oranges or rose colors, it might be very nice addition to your sky. All right, the next color is Imidazolone Lemon. It's another very bright yellow. Let me write that out. How do you spell that? And this is a little more translucent, so it's not as opaque, and it's very bright. And I think it could actually take the place to some degree of a lemon yellow, but it's not lemon yellow. It's very pretty. Let me see, should I put the light on? Yes, let me do that. All right, so you can see a little bit better. And then the next one I'm going to swatch that I have is Jaune Brilliant #1. I've had some of these for a long time and haven't really used them that much. I use some of the colors you'll see like that I've added to palettes that I use in some of my favorite palettes, like where I like to keep my some of the colors I love to have in a palette. Now this is Jaune Brilliant #1. This is a peachy kind of, almost like a very peachy skin color. And I do like this. Some almost like a pastel-y color. And we're gonna do Jaune Brilliant. Jaune Brilliant #2. And this one is even more, let's see, peachy, pinky. These are very pastel-y type of colors, actually. And now we have Shell Pink. These are not very wintry colors, but that's a lovely pink. These are pretty, very pretty. And these are their basic colors. This is not part of a palette. I just, over time, collected different colors that I liked. And now what I think I'm going to do underneath is do a little area of water and just drop these in here so we can see how they move. I didn't think the lemon yellow would move too much. It's lemon yellow. And now we're going to do the imidazolone lemon. Oops, I mismarked this. It's imidazolone lemon, not yellow. You have to correct that because if you go, what am I doing? That's not how I wanted to do this. All right. My daughter just, she works in case management, and she has to do a lot of assessments. And she gave me some tests, cognitive tests today, because I was kind of curious where I'd score. Because I've noticed, well, I think I've always had this happen where you're searching for a word, and maybe I'm more paranoid because as I've gotten older, I'm like more noticing it more often. Anyway, on the one test, I guess I scored a 28 out of 30. So I'm on the high end of normal. So that's good. But yeah, I don't know why I brought that up. I think just because I forget things sometimes. So I probably should have listed the pigment colors if they have them on the Holbein. I wonder if they list them in English. Let me look at one of the ones that's not squished to death. No, so good. I'm in the clear because it saves me time looking up all of the pigments. Unless I'm looking in the wrong place. Oh, yes, I am. Sorry. Okay. Pigment for the lemon is PY 175. And the lemon yellow is, this is going to be hard to read. Well, this one's so old, maybe they didn't list the pigments back then. Because pigment, I can't read it. Sorry, it's squished too much. Jaune Brilliant 1, pigment is PO20, PY 35, and PW6. Jaune Brilliant number 2 is PO20 and PW6. And Shell Pink is, let's see, PO73 and PW6. Okay. Okay, I gotta add more water again. So, okay, now we're gonna do the Jaune Brilliant. I don't speak French. I wish I did. I don't think this is gonna run very much. And none of these, I believe, are granulating colors, but they're beautiful colors. I love granulating colors, but I can also appreciate just a beautiful paint without that. So here's Jaune Brilliant 2. shell pink. It's kind of opaque. I don't think it's going to run very much. Well, I was wrong. Nice. Clean off the outside of this. I put these back in here, move these over, and next in line is lilac. I must have really been in a pastel-y kind of kick when I got these. Well, part of it was I was taking a watercolor class in Denver at the Art Students League of Denver with a, at the time, like one of my mentors and pretty much my real introduction to formal training in watercolor, Dennis Pendleton, wonderful watercolorist, and a teacher. If you're in the Denver area or in Colorado, he offers classes at the Art Students League of Denver, and he also does workshops in different areas. He goes to Santa Fe or Taos pretty often, and he goes to Steamboat Springs. I did a workshop in Steamboat Springs with him. He also does... let's see where else. Oh, the Botanic Gardens, yeah, in Denver. And that's a fun one to do. So if you're in the Denver area, you should look him up if you're interested in watercolor. I highly recommend classes with Dennis Pendleton. You'll learn a lot. So this pigment, let's see, this is lilac. And the pigment is PR 122. And PV23 and PW6. That's very pretty color. It is a very pretty color. So for florals, this is excellent. And let me go ahead and just throw some water down and do this now. Look at that. I hope you can see. I'm hoping that this is all in camera shot. All right. Next color. Next up is quinacridone magenta. And the pigments on this is PR 122. And let's see how this goes here. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful magenta. Magenta is normally not my thing, but this one has a lovely quality. It's very rich and translucent at the same time. Yeah. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Let's do the little circular water test here. Lovely. Now the next one is quinacridone violet. And the pigment on this one is PV19, I think. Is that PV or PW? Okay. I think it's PV. I don't know. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think it's, I don't know. I think that's a V. Okay, next, make a circle, water, drop some color in. That's a very pretty violet. But my favorite's coming up next. You'll see why, I think. The next one is called Mineral Violet, and it's been twisted and used quite a bit. And I don't do a lot of florals, so, but I have used this a lot, and it's because it's a beautiful color. Oops. Okay, hold on. Let me put some water in here. And we're going to provide more space. It's rich and really beautiful. The circle here. I'll write it down and I'll put the, I don't think I'm going to be able to read the pigment off of this one. I think I have a newer one over there that I can read it off of. So this is Mineral Violet. Yeah, I won't be able to read it. Here, I have a newer one. And, okay. Mineral Violet. And it is PB29. PB29. PR122. And PBR25. I think I made too much of a puddle there. There. Okay, that's good for this sheet. I think I can use the back side of the other. For this has to dry somewhere over here. I'm going to use the back side of this paper. And now we're going to use Mars Violet. Let me write on here, Holbein continued. I'll just put Holbein. And this is Mars Violet. Oops. And this is, Mars Violet is very similar to a Caput Mortuum. And it might be their version of Caput Mortuum. And let's see here. Mars Violet. And it is PR 101, PV 23. And PBR 7. Okay. The dryer just ended. I'm trying to do laundry, double multitasking here. It's a beautiful muted violet-y, earthy tone. Yeah. I mean, the pigment load and the complexity of these colors, without them being really granulated, I think this one's granulating, but they're really excellent watercolors. Quinacridone Red. Oops, there I go again. Making a mess. I have it all on my fingers. Ew. Okay. Quinacridone Red mixed with, I used to mix it with with grays and things, and it would come up with some beautiful colors. And I had a book where I would do my mixes and mark down what I mixed them with, and if the color was like something spectacular. I remember Quinacridone Red being one of these colors that when I mixed it, I don't know, was it with Sennelier Gray? It was really I made a nice color. Okay. It's quinacridone red. Whoa. I'm really making a mess of things. I'm going to pause this for a second and wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. Drying off my pen. Again, it was a mess. All right. So it's quinacridone red. And the pigments on this are, drum roll please. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this. Pigment name PV19, I think. Yeah, I think this is PV19. I mean, look what I'm dealing with. I'm trying to read it off of this. I think that's right. Okay, let's throw down some water and see what happens when I drop paint in. Very cool. Quinacridone red. Okay, next one. Oh, I like this red. It's Pyrrole Rubin. I saw someone on YouTube using this for something, so I liked it, so I ordered it. It's kind of an off. I don't use a lot of reds in my work, but anyway, I do for some things. I guess I should paint more apples. But of course, red's very good for mixing. I do some whimsical houses. Muted down a lot, I would use red, like for maybe birds, flowers, definitely. If I'm doing vegetables, like beets. It's a beautiful red, really a beautiful red. Let me see what it's Pyrrole Rubin. And the pigment is PR264. I've never heard of that before. That is really a pretty red. My goodness, it's rich. Okay. I love, another one of my favorite reds is, from Daniel Smith, is Deep Scarlet. That is gorgeous. I love that red too. really beautiful. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, and wait until you see what's happening here with Mineral Violet. That's quite beautiful too. I'll show you in a little bit. And the next one is Vermilion Hue. I don't like this that much, but it's good for orange. It's a good orange. Vermilion Hue. Maybe it's because it's a hue. It's just not giving me the punch that I would like. And it's PO 73, PR 254, and PY 110. Well, it's actually nice. Yeah. That's a beautiful orange, actually. You know, it's good that I'm testing this out, because I guess I don't, when I think of like oranges for, you know, oranges or pumpkins or things like that, I normally wouldn't think of using vermilion. I don't know why, but it's actually perfect for that. I think this would also be good if I toned it down a little bit to use if I was gonna, I'm going to learn how to to paint foxes, because I love foxes, and I just kind of want to practice learning how to paint foxes. I'm going to go ahead and use this space here so that I can economize on the paper, because I still have some colors to go. And this color is yellow gray. And this color is really awesome for landscapes. I have ended up using this a lot since I discovered it. And it has a yellow gray, but it has a greenish tone to it. And the pigment on here I'm not giving this enough space for you to see what I'm thinking of here. yellow gray, and I will write the pigments down. PY 42, PBK 6, and PW 6. All right. Let's see if I'm going to have enough room for all of these. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not going to have enough room. I'm going to have to use a smaller piece of paper for the last couple. That's all right. Okay, green gray. Another color that I discovered that has worked really well for landscape. And it's a wonderful green. It's a gray green, rich. Let's see here. Oh, while I'm here thinking about this, if you like what I'm doing here, this is a newer channel. I've been posting a lot of videos, but I've only been doing this for a few months. And I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I'm not charging for memberships, or I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. I don't know if I ever will. Maybe if I retire someday, I might, because I think I would want to give enough attention if I were to do a Patreon that I'm afraid of committing to if I'm going to have people join something like that. But anyway, if you would subscribe and like my video and set up notifications so that when I come out with a new video, you can be notified. I would absolutely appreciate it. And if you drop a comment, I will absolutely answer you and we can start a conversation. I love having conversations with people that are watching and following my videos. It's one of my favorite parts of doing this, really. It's just the connection with other people who love art. And I also love literature and reading, but I just finished, well, I read a variety of different things. I started a book called Hamnet recently, and I want to finish that before I go see the movie. And I don't know I think I had to be in the right frame of mind that when I started reading it, I got a little distracted because I had to do some other things. And so I think I blocked some of the flow, right? So then it was kind of, I don't know if it's the first few chapters or whatever, but it was a little bit clunky for me, even though the prose are beautiful. Just trying to get drawn into the story. I kind of got stalled on that. So what I did was downloaded the audiobook so I could listen to how the writing would flow in voice. And it really helped. So sometimes that really does help. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to do like a tandem read. So like when I'm don't have time to just sit down and read, I can listen in audio. But it is the type of book that you don't rush through. I don't think so. And because I want to capture everything, I have to take my time with it. I don't know if audio overall would be the best way, but it helped me to kind of get in with the language, and well, the language is English. I mean, it's fine, but it just helped me to follow the first few chapters. Well, actually, the first chapter so far. I listened on audio. I had read, I think, up to chapter 2 before I downloaded the audio. But I started on Fable. There's an app called Fable, and they have book groups in there that you can join. And I joined, there's a guy named Jack Edwards, and I love him. And he's on Instagram, and I think he has a YouTube channel too, definitely. And he does books, and his career is just taking off. And he has a book club on Fable called Inklings, and it's INKLINGS. So I joined it, and who knows, if you happen to join the book club on Inklings, and you see me on there in one of the chats, go ahead and say hi. That'd be cool. Anyway, green gray. And I started a book club at work with the employees. We're going to start in January. Sent out an email to everybody, and they chose the book. And of course, they chose a book I'm really, to be honest with you, it's not a book I normally would want to read. And I'm not particularly excited about reading it. And that often, though, what happens is you get surprised. So it wasn't something you normally would read, but then you kind of, that's part of the nice part about book clubs, is it stretches your, what you would normally be exposed to, and then you have conversation, and it brings, new thoughts and ideas, and I love that. So I love book clubs, and so I wasn't in a book club currently because I work all the time, so I decided to do one through work, and we'll just meet out right after work once a month. So that's kind of fun. We'll see how that goes. I got quite a good group of people signed up. So, and this is PB. Is this PBK8? It's like so hard to read. Oh gosh, I don't know. Yeah, PBK8. Green gray. Look at that green. That's a beautiful green, if I do say so myself. Maybe in the comments, if you want to drop, if you're reading anything, what you're reading currently and what you like. I'm going to confess. I read Quicksilver. I did it on audio, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then what is another one that I did recently? And I'm reading an Abby Jimenez book that I downloaded on audio too, so that I could do that while I'm painting. And that one's called Say You'll Remember Me, and it's nice. I like her books. I like her writing. And I don't like a lot of excessive spice, so Quicksilver was a little bit a little cringy for me. But otherwise, I really enjoyed it. Now the next book's come out. It's called Brimstone, and I will read that one, but I'm giving myself a little break from that in between. Back to watercolor. Sorry, got sidetracked here. So that's green gray. Now I'm going on to green shadow. No, shadow green. Shadow green. This is a really cool color. And it's a beautiful, like, foresty kind of green. Exactly what you would... It's similar, I think, to like a perylene green. And it is a cool green. And it's stunning. Really. Just looking at this. Simply stunning. And let's do the little circle. Okay. Audiobooks, I never used to do them, but they're very good because I love to paint. And that way I can do both. I can listen to the audio while I'm driving. Or painting, or yeah, mostly that. I do love physical books though. It's a different experience, but some books are really good on audio. Some books are not, definitely. Sometimes the audio, the narration can just ruin a good book. Because once you hear the wrong voice, it can really mess with your mind when you're trying to read the book later. All right, next color. Oh, I forgot to put the information on for shadow green. Shadow green, and the pigment is something. This is an old one. Maybe they didn't used to list the pigment. Oh, here it is, PBK31. Next, bamboo green. Okay, this one's a little, I don't know, it's a little bright for me, but I will swatch it for you. I'm sure it would be cool if you could tone it down with gray or something. It's very, almost fluorescent green. And this doesn't look anything like the bamboo that I know. It's very vibrant green, very, very bright. Circle. Oh, why did I do that? I threw that green brush right into my clean water. Well. And bamboo green. And pigment is, wow, PG 36, I think. It's been kind of scraped off. I think it's PG 36. All right, now go on to cobalt blue. It's the only blue I have in Holbein paints. Don't know why that is. Oh, mixed it with the orange, with the, hold on. Cobalt blue. It's a pretty blue. It's granulating. Cobalt. And it is a PB 28. Okay, move this to the side. Over here. And just use this piece of paper for the last two. And the final stretch. We have Payne's Gray. And that one is PBK6, PB15, and PR122. This very dark Payne's Gray. It almost has like a purplish bluish undertone. Not too blue. Let's put some water down. That's a very nice Payne's Gray. All right, now we have neutral tint. I used to use this a lot. It's old. It's kind of a mess. Here, let's see if I can read the pigments off the back. And that is, oof, gosh, PBK6, PB15, and PB19. Look at this, beautiful. Okay, now for neutral tint. The neutral tint has almost like a purple-ish undertone. I used to use it a lot, definitely instead of using black. It's great. Okay, let me do the circular. This paper is buckling. It's cheap paper. So it's going to have trouble spreading. Kind of have to hold it down. Oh, this does not want to screw back on. Let me clean the outside here. See if that'll help. Well-loved paints. I'm thinking, what can I use as a paperweight to weigh this down so it lays flat? This is kind of heavy. It's gonna get all dirty. There, that's a little better. All right, this can dry like that. I will be back to take a picture of the dried swatches, and I hope you have enjoyed my Holbein review. So this is just random Holbein colors that I've collected over the years. And I thought, well, I don't see a lot of people swatching Holbein. It's possible that it's out there. I just haven't seen it. And I was looking at it, and I had a little, I have a little art journal that I love to use. And I'm almost finished for the year. It's gotten a lot of good use. And I swatched them in here. This is not watercolor paper or anything. And I thought I would go ahead and do a little video where I'm swatching these Holbein colors for everybody, in case there may be a color that has been overlooked that you would like to add to your collection. Anyway, I will say goodbye for now. I'll take a picture of everything when it's dry. Oh, well, actually, I don't have to say goodbye because I'm going to go ahead. I'll film just an overview of what I like. Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to wait till they dry for that. So let me go to the first one. So the first grouping here, look at this, mineral violet. All the granulation and the color separation is just really beautiful. And I do like the quinacridone violet a lot. And then these pastels are really pretty. That lilac's gorgeous for what it is. It's opaque. But mineral violet's been a favorite of mine from Holbein specifically for years. I don't use it enough. I should do more florals with it. I think I did one once that I'm going to find and show you. I did, because I liked it. And I did this one with a Holbein mineral violet. This was a floral. I did an abstract kind of floral. And this is mineral violet here. And that might be, is that shadow green? I don't know which green this was, but there you go. That was done with mineral violet. Just give you ideas, things you can do. I often look at my paper and I want to paint, and I'm like, what am I going to paint? I have no idea. So sometimes just loosening up with some abstract, just using your colors, because I don't think I'll ever be able to use all the watercolor that I own. I will use some of the ones that I use all the time, and I'll have to reorder those. But it's nice to revisit what I already have, and that's what I did today. I was like, okay, instead of just ordering more Holbein, I need to see what I have first and make sure I'm not going to double order. And then I also want to like see what I already have and what I haven't been using. So that kind of prompted me to decide to do this video today. So again, there's this one. And then these haven't quite dried yet. I'll take a final shot of them. Love this green, really love it. Mars Violet, I love. I love this Pyro Rubin. The yellow gray, I really like. And the shadow green. Cobalt blue is pretty. It's just not a blue I usually use that much. Doesn't mean I don't like it. It means I need to use it more often. But, so maybe if you could tell me which ones of these are your favorite of what we've done today. I'm having troubles, and it's spilling because it's not dry, and I'm trying to lay this flat somewhere to go to dry. Yep. All right, and then here we have Payne's Gray and Neutral Tint. Very similar, just different in tone. This one has more of a purple tone, and this one has a gray. It's very gray. You wouldn't need both on your palette, in my opinion. So you would pick your favorite of the two, whichever one you want. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we are almost at the new year. Today is December 27th, 2025. And we only have a few more days of 2025 left. And, you know, it's been an interesting year. There's things that have been not so good, but I guess that's the same with every year. But overall, in my life, our health is good. My family's well. I like my job. I like the people that I work with. And I started this YouTube channel in 2025. So many good things happened in 2025. And let's just look forward to next year and see what good things we create in the new year. Bye-bye now. Thank you so much for joining me.